Senior Counsel Royce Ford said his efforts to locate the Commissioner of Information Senior Counsel Charles Ramson Sr. are proving futile. This was after he requested information on the contract of Gupnath Bobby Gosai, the Senior Petroleum Coordinator at the Ministry of Natural Resources. It all unfolded following the discovery of an attempt to reduce the $240 million audited sum to $3 million in favor of the oil company ExxonMobil. The audit in question addresses the expenses of ExxonMobil for the period 1999 to 2017. Speaking with this newscast today, Ford explained his reasons for requesting Gosai's contract.
We have sought to serve and lay that letter over with the Commissioner of Information on at least 3 or 4 occasions, but we were unable to do so. We would have also sent a similar letter to the Minister of Natural Resources asking for that sort of information. But I must point out that the request for that information is rooted in the fact that this is a very important matter. It amounts to the total mismanagement and plunder of resources of the Guyanese people, monies that could have been used to spend to provide a better quality of life that continues to deteriorate under this government. We have up to now have not been able to receive a response from the Minister, and secondly, no response from the Commissioner of Information, who has a statutory responsibility to provide this sort of information. We have gone to his residence, the place in which he indicated publicly on a number of previous occasions he can be found, and he cannot be located at those premises. I believe that the fact that he continues to avoid being served with a letter is not indicative of the sort of transparency in which he himself advocated that he stands for. The government itself continues to say on numerous occasions that they are open and transparent, and I believe that this indicates that it is not so.
The opposition's Shadow Legal Affairs Minister in the National Assembly maintained that Vice President Barrett Jagdeo and Minister of Natural Resources Vikram Bharat should resign. He strongly believes that Gosai is used as a scapegoat.
I believe that they should resign. When you analyze the situation, you see firstly that there's no way that Mr. Gosai could have acted on his own. It's absolutely impossible having regard to the structure of the government, having regard to the fact that there is a Minister of Natural Resources. We also have the Vice President who seeks to take control over all issues in relation to the Guyana, particularly in relation to oil. So it is impossible to conceive that they could have acted in any manner, either to advise or to not advise or not to have any knowledge in relation to this entire issue as they want to pretend to the public. I believe that Mr. Gosai's role in this matter is being obscured. It's probably being layered by a number of circumstances, and I believe that the Guyanese people need to get to the bottom of it. It's not a question of whether Mr. Gosai is a scapegoat or not. It's a question of opening and discovering what is really happening in terms of the management, in terms of the operation of this very important ministry, and by extension the industry. Industry in which we cannot deny that the significant proportion of the Guyanese population see as a hope for them having a better life in the future and their children.
He said too that legal action has not been ruled out against the Commissioner of Information in his bid to get the answers he's seeking.
I've advised them that we may need to institute legal proceedings formally against the Commissioner of Information to obtain an order from the court directing him to issue and to produce this sort of information in a short possible time. So that is the next step that is being contemplated in this regard.
Gosai, for his unauthorized negotiations with ExxonMobil, will lose 15 days' pay according to the Natural Resources Ministry. Further giving the public criticism, the government said it was sticking with a $240 million sum by the London-based audit firm IHS Markit.